Hello, and welcome to Be Your Best Self, the channel where you can recognize and appreciate your achievements and yourself on a daily basis. Subscribe to our channel to become a part of our community, and don't forget to share and like our video to help us grow. There is an underlying assumption that we must constantly be active in a culture where individuals are expected to work long hours and forego vacation days. This might take away opportunities for self-care. However, by taking some time to participate in self-care, you can reduce the stress of the demands of everyday life and reset yourself to a healthy state where productivity can be restored. Considering the expenses of mental health treatments, missed earnings, and other factors, investing in oneself may benefit everyone in the long run. Burning the candle at both ends, as it were, has serious effects, including but not limited to burnout, despair, anxiety, resentment, and a slew of other bad outcomes. Clinical studies have shown that practicing self-care reduces or eliminates anxiety and depression, improves focus, reduces irritation and anger, increases happiness, improves energy, and more. Self-care has been clinically demonstrated to lower heart disease, stroke, and cancer in terms of physical health. Spiritually, it may assist us in staying in touch with our higher power and realizing our purpose in life. In this video, we're going to take a look at some tips on how to display self-care and love yourself more. Number 1, plan some time alone. When you're continuously striving to fulfill the needs of others, especially when you're a caregiver, it's natural to feel exhausted. And finding time for self-love might be tough when those others, kids for example, reside in your home. That's why taking time apart from those who are most reliant on you may be quite useful. Perhaps a night at a local hotel, just you, to watch a movie, sleep in, and dine without interruption is in order. Or it could be a lunch alone with just a nice book and no one asking for anything. Number 2, learn how to say no. You can't please everyone, and it's difficult to give something your all if you're continuously trying to accomplish everything. When you practice saying no, you'll be able to take on only what you're capable of. It can be difficult and even anxiety-inducing to tell someone no if you aren't used to doing so. Even so, if you need to say yes to someone, you can do so while still setting restrictions or boundaries. Yes, you may come over at 9 a.m., you can answer, but I'll need you to leave by noon. Number 3, always remember that you're worth it. Self-esteem, self-compassion, self-acceptance, self-respect, self-confidence, self-love, and self-care are just a few examples of why you must remember you're worth it. There are several phrases that may be used to express how we feel about ourselves, how we think about ourselves, and how we act toward ourselves. It's acceptable if they begin to blur together in your mind, but remember that they are distinct ideas with distinct definitions, conclusions, and objectives. We've all been guilty of nasty self-talk at times, but what if you made a conscious attempt to improve yourself? You could place notes around the house pointing out what you like most about yourself if you need reminders. Number 4, find some time to exercise. Daily exercise delivers a plethora of mental and physical advantages, according to research. It's not essential to work out too hard, and longer isn't necessarily better. A 30-minute stroll may be a fantastic way to get your body moving and access the advantages of exercise. It's natural to feel as if you don't have the drive to exercise, even if you wanted to when you started. If you want to make exercising a habit but can't seem to find the drive, here's some information that can help. Number 5, learn to forgive yourself. We all have things in our past that we haven't forgiven ourselves for, and this is a frequent roadblock to self-love. Maybe we're resentful of how we handled an ex. Alternatively, we may feel that we were overly harsh with a family member out of irritation or exhaustion. Or perhaps we haven't forgiven ourselves for a specific period of months or years in our life. If any of these statements ring true for you, or if additional unpleasant memories from the past come to mind as you read this part, then some self-forgiveness practice may be beneficial in the domain of self-love. You can write it down in a notebook, reflect on your ideas, or express it to yourself or to the people that you feel that you wronged if appropriate. Develop a mantra that goes something like this: even though bad things happened, I completely and totally forgive myself for my actions. I did the best I could at the time, and I will resolve to behave differently in the future. I completely forgive myself. It might take weeks or months for this practice to actually take hold within your daily life, depending on what you're forgiving yourself for and how big of an emotional wound you have. However, it is always worthwhile. Number 6, spend time with your loved ones. Not only is it healthy for you to spend time with your favorite people, but pouring your love into others through acts of kindness and quality time spent together also pours love into your own life in an indirect manner. Love your closest friends, family members, and significant others with all your heart, and your self-love will increase as a result of being a good friend, sibling, child, or lover to people you've judged worthy of your time. In the same way that being purposeful about how you spend your time, tip number 5, helps you feel good, treating your favorite people with love and kindness also makes you feel good. Yes, I care about you enough to invest love into the places that I find worthy of my time, attention, and affection. You're effectively telling your heart, your gut, your inner child through thinking this. These are my fundamental principles, and these are my top people, and I will honor and respect them with my actions. Number 7, create a journal. You can look back and examine how you dealt with specific events if you can put your thoughts and feelings down on paper. This is also a wonderful approach for you to let go of any negative sentiments or experiences, allowing you to focus on the positive while learning from the negative. Number 8, ask for help. Many of us gain some of our self-worth from our capacity to help others, but if you want to adequately care for yourself, you must also accept aid. The first stage is to become more aware of your own resilience levels so that you can recognize when you're running low. Make it a practice to reflect on your mental state on a regular basis and actively consider if you need to get help. Remember that asking for help when life becomes tough isn't weak or selfish. It's simply part of being human. It's one thing to read a list of self-love advice. It's quite another to actually implement any of these suggestions. Rather than attempting to tackle everything at once, select 1 or 2 tasks that appear to be manageable and commit to them. There are no right or wrong ways to practice self-care and self-love. It's completely fine to switch things up if one method of self-care isn't working for you. Simply click the next video on your screen to watch another one of our videos. Also, please consider subscribing to the Be Your Best Self channel and showing us some love by giving this video a thumbs up. Please leave a comment below if you'd like us to create different sorts of meditation and relaxation videos, and we'll be pleased to assist you in your meditation.